Hi, this is Shauna with Spiritually Raw by Shauna Renee. I sat down yesterday, which would have been Thursday, April 24th of 2025, to channel a message from a spirit loved one who wanted to communicate with their loved ones in this lifetime. And I did this channeling a little different, and this time I asked my guides to pull in a spirit that needed to communicate to their loved one. And I asked my guide to find a spirit that this message was important to be relayed. And what came through, or that my spirit guide brought to me, was a grandmother figure. And I could see her dressed in a light blue dress with shoes and stockings. And I could see the back of her hair was short and white and curly. I then proceeded to get an image of a river, or more so of a creek, a large creek flowing through, and you can hear the water flowing through and streaming. And it was set on sort of a rainy day, or the rain had just passed, a little gloomy, overcast view of this creek. I then sensed a gun, like a hunting gun, came through. And as those images came through, I sensed this feeling that Queen Elizabeth was coming through. And I remember asking my guides, am I perceiving this correctly? And then the grandmother figure said, yes, I was known as Elizabeth in this lifetime. And at that moment, I asked if she would like me to call her Elizabeth, or respectively as what she was known in this lifetime as Queen Elizabeth. And her response was, child, call me what you wish to call me, but I was known as Elizabeth in this lifetime. And my response was, I will respectively call you Queen Elizabeth during this channeling. Once I established that, I then asked if I could receive some information from her of things that I personally, as a channeler, would not have known about her. My information about her was derived and perceived through what was communicated through the media. And what came through, she was very clear, and she said, yes. She said, there's one thing that she disliked the most, and that was wearing rings. And she told me she didn't like to wear rings because she liked to do things with her hands, and the rings were always getting in the way. She then also proceeded to tell me that she'd like to get her hair done, preferably on Saturdays. That was her choice, that she'd like to do it on that day. And those two things I was not aware of and did validate, and they are correct. So I proceeded to ask her what message she wanted me to relay and who to relay the message to. And she said for me to title this video, Message from a Queen to my family. Love one another. Love and forgive. And then her message is as follows. All, we have come into this life looking for love, and oftentimes we overlook love. Love is all around us, though we only see what we want to see. Too many times love encompasses our lives, though we are too busy to interact with it. Love comes in all forms through our pets, birds, trees, squirrels, loved ones, shared experiences, even passing strangers on the sidewalk. We are so busy with living that we forget to just stop and allow ourselves the pleasure of love, the love that encompasses the world, love engraced in beauty, love undefined. Love maintains us if we allow it to be. Love is the first thing we experience when born into this world, and the last thing we hear when we leave this world. If we would all take the time to stop and allow love in, can you imagine what the world would be or become? When I passed, I got to experience true love, the love of God and the universe as a whole. Only then did I realize that while living, I pushed love away, therefore pushing others away. Love is what we all thrive to have in our life. Don't let it pass you by. Take the time every day to love one another. We know that if that person you're expressing love to is going through, and your love is exactly what they need. I hope this message brings comfort to those it's intended for. Wishing you love and light.